Hey guys, Captain Kurt, thanks for joining me. Right now, we're down here with Randy Reese from Texas. He came in for training down here at our Florida training center. And one of the things we do is after we build the motor, the first thing I start doing is establishing a little bit of balance with our guys. One of the things that I think a lot of other instructors drop the ball on is they just don't spend enough time with their students in the motor. They spend so much time kiting, and kiting is important. But one of the training methods that we use here is a lot of time in the motor with no glider. You're learning balance, you're learning to get rid of the intimidation of the motor. These can all play a factor in having a good, successful launch when it does come time in a few days from now when he's got his kiting mastered and we've gone through the ground schooling, the safety videos, and the simulator and the other things that we do here at Flight Junkies. But this is so important, it's unbelievable. If you're going through this, try to put your motor on your back as much as possible. Don't just put it on your back on the times that you go to fly. People spend so much time kiting, and yes, kiting is the key to having a good launch, but when you're first getting into the sport, lack of motor time is really going to hurt you when it does come time for your first few launches. So put this thing on your back. You're going to be using muscles that you don't normally use. It's going to be a lot of work at first. And down here we have a fun little thing that we do. We're right in front of our home. We have a little thing called doing the grid. And what we do is we go down to this street over here, down to the next one, down to the next one, and we just go in a big square all the way back. It's probably about a quarter mile. And the students sometimes think I'm abusing them, but in the end they understand why I'm doing it. This guy's a big guy anyway, so I think he can handle it. I'm just going to work him even harder. But anyways, thanks for joining us. I just wanted to show you what we do. And remember, we offer unlimited free training in all 50 states. Should be no reason why you can't get good training and not have any excuses to skip on the training. We'll come to any state. And there's no time limit, there's no price tag on safety. So thanks for joining us and enjoy this walk around while Randy does the grid. All right, there you go. All right, now what I want you to do is, again, hold it back until it starts pushing you. We want to get used to the motor doing all of the work. A lot of people run under their own leg power. They tend to lean forward, and that's a bad habit. We're going to talk about that more in ground school later. But for right now, I want you leaning back into the motor, letting it do the work for you. I want you to rev it up until it gets to an RPM where you can't hold it back, and then just slowly walk, take it around the grid. Have fun. Him. Again, this is part of our training. It's so imperative that he uses the muscles that he's going to be using when he's going to fly. When you think about this, when you're launching and running, you only have one foot on the ground at a time. It's imperative that you learn balance with the weight that you're going to be using, with the motor that you're going to be using. It's also getting used to the torque. That's another thing that this is so helpful with. And then you got to keep in mind, you're going to also have a wing above your head. So there's a lot going on in the launch. If you neglect putting the motor on your back, or you're an instructor out there who doesn't put your students in your motor, you're doing them an injustice. This is so critical to the launch. And again, another big factor is the intimidation factor that we talked about earlier. In the beginning, guys are so intimidated by that motor. The more we can have it started, the more we can have it on their back. Putting them in the simulator, the more time they spend in it, the less intimidated they are by it. The intimidation factor when it comes time to launch really fogs up their mind, especially if most instructors have only had the motor on their back just a couple times. It's why they're having so much failure. This is much safer, much easier, and it gets him used to what's going to be happening when he actually goes to launch. So give us a call anytime if we can answer any of your questions, or there's a video you'd like to see. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel at the bottom for all of our other videos, and visit our website, flightjunkies.com or poweredparaglidingfreetraining.com. Thanks for joining me. I'm
corner
Captain
of that quarter-mile stretch.
He's looking a little tired, but that's good for him. We don't put out sissies here at the Flight Junkies Training Center. That's a big guy, and that's a big motor. That's the Monster 122. So he did really good. For a guy in his 50s, he did real good. But this is going to help him and benefit him in the long run. Military, what are your thoughts on that?
Man, you're killing me. Yeah. Yes, sir, boss.
But you're getting used to it, aren't you?
Yeah.
You see the difference in the balance between yesterday and today?
Yeah.
It's work.
Legs are a little shaky.
Yep, but it's good for you. You're learning the balance. You're learning the torque. You're learning get your stamina. But every day it gets easier. And hey, welcome to the Flight Junkies training here.
Feels good, Captain.
All right, man.